I used to live in Scotland in a place called Dundee, and this is where I studied. I was studying marketing and business, a marketing business degree, but I was really studying music at this club called the Reading Rooms. And the Reading Rooms was an amazing, small, intimate club, 400, 500 cap. This club really introduced me to house music. This is where I fell in love with house music. When you're young, you think you know everything, you know, but you don't really know anything and you're scared shitless most of the time. But I knew that it was going to be my safe place for forever. The part I found the hardest was the transition from it being something that I just loved and an obsession to a profession, and I couldn't really get my head around it. I couldn't really get my head around it being like a business or making money. I didn't even want to make money from DJing when I first started. It just wasn't in my, I was very anti-capitalistic in my hippie early 20s, weed smoking days. I found it really hard to let go of the old life that I was living in terms of the pureness of it and the passion and the people that I was surrounded by. And now you're in this world where you're by yourself, you know, you're touring the world like on your own, and it's become your profession, and you have to be better all the time, you know, and you have to progress, and there's a lot of pressure that comes with that, I feel.
Thing off the ground. Let's get this 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 thing off the ground.
I wasn't reaching for the stars, you know? I wasn't like, I want to be famous, I want to be a big DJ, but I was touring a lot. So I think just that transition of accepting, like, you know, this is what you love. You find something that you love that you can do for a job, like, just go for it. You still can have the authenticity of where it began and how it was created for you.
Thing off the ground. Thing off the ground. Let's get this 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 thing off the ground.
Whenever I'm playing in an intimate club with a great crew and a really nice promoters, and you can be 100% yourself, that's when you're like, fuck, I'm so glad that I do this, you know, and you're giving something back. And there's, you know, everyone from like the drivers to the security guards to the promoters to their friends. It's like an ecosystem, and it all is like really well oiled, and you get to really kind of just be yourself. And then that is you performing.
Baby,
Music is such an anchor, and I think that records really solidify that for me. I just love them. I love my records, so my favorite way of finding new music is digging for records. That's hands down my favorite way to find new music. Well, to find old music. I've just been obsessed with it for so many years, and I think this is where people get a little bit twisted whenever they start DJing, they might be all like, oh yeah, love this, like this is my passion, and then it starts to become a business. And this is what I was always so scared of. I was like, I don't ever want to lose my relationship with my records or with my music, and I was petrified of that, you know. And I think it happens to a lot of people. The money comes, and then they only care about the money. They're chasing the money, and they're chasing that, like, the capital, like they're in the capitalist like whirlpool, and then they lose sight of what they love. I'm in that whirlpool in some way, shape, or form, you know, and it's scary. Finding music no one else has is what basically our job is, you know. That's what your aim of the game is. You want to be finding stuff that people don't know. You want to be like introducing it to dance floors, and it's difficult to do that with this algorithm-based bullshit online, you know. Like, you can't find music that no one has if it's the same music that's being regurgitated. Honestly, if you want to find music that no one else has, you have to go to the record store and you have to dig for old shit, to be honest, because there's so much music. Like, there's so much music. This is what I love about this job.
You want to dance?
Put the needle on the record. 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 Put the needle on the record.
Some people are very much like, I'm a producer before I'm a DJ, or I'm a DJ before I'm a producer. I feel like I'm both, you know? Like, I really do. I really wanted to make music. Like, it wasn't for anyone else. Like, it wasn't because I was like, right, I'm a DJ now and I've started to tour. Like, I'm gonna have to start making music. I didn't do it because I had to. I did it because I wanted to. And it was a really slow process, and I was okay with that. I was like, I'm not just gonna release music because I think that I have to. It's gonna come in time, and this is something that I've always kind of had as like a value. Like, things take time, you know? You can't rush things. In my eyes, it's the long game. I wanna be doing this for a long time. Like, you don't have to rush things. You don't have to be the best producer in the world or have, I don't know, albums and this and that. As long as you're making music with what your intention is and with your groove and to make people move, to make people dance, to make people feel, then you're making music, you know? And as soon as I started to realize that, that's when I started to enjoy it. And then my love for producing grew and evolved.
Baby, let me fill you up. Take a sip from out this cup. You know I got the goodies to make you feel great. So finding your mind, making your booty shake. I'm the doctor, you're the patient. Take your pills, don't get complacent.
I used to see touring and having a busy schedule and kind of going from one place to the other and not having any sleep. I used to see that as like I'm really resilient, I can do anything. But I think that's the constant battle of this job, is trying to figuring it out, learning as you go, figuring out how to balance your personal life, figuring out how to make time for your craft, making time for your body, making time for your health. That's something that I think I'm getting a little bit better at.